Welcome back to Off the Clock, the show where we dissect the employer brand industry without anesthetic. I'm your host, Heather DeLand, and this week we're diving into ghost jobs, North Korean IT infiltration, and a special mention for WreckFest with our very first field report. So grab your world's okayest employee mug and let's get into it. First up, ghost working. Ooh, and the data that'll make you question everyone around you. A Resume Now survey of 1,127 U.S. workers found that 58% of employees regularly admit to pretending to work, while another 34% do the same occasionally. But wait, there's more! Almost 40% of hiring managers said their companies posted ghost jobs this year, which means we've got ghost workers applying to ghost jobs. And what's particularly haunting? In 2019, there were 8 hires for every 10 job postings. By 2024, that number had dropped to 4 hires per 10 job postings. So now, we've got fake workers pretending to work while applying to fake jobs that were never real in the first place. A 2025 Greenhouse study showed that at least 1 in 5 job postings is fake or never filled, which explains why your perfect match application disappeared into the void faster than free pizza at an agency meeting. Good luck out there, folks. Next up, the UK government has announced that their new civil service internship scheme will be exclusively for working class students, because apparently the only way to fix centuries of class-based hiring is to make it class-based in the opposite direction. Currently, applicants from lower socioeconomic backgrounds are less likely to get a place on the FAST stream, which is the graduate recruitment program for future civil service leaders. This new scheme aims to address this by giving 200 students experience, including planning events, writing briefings for ministers, and shadowing senior civil servants. Now let's look at the numbers that justify this move. The program will give roughly 200 undergraduates the opportunity to work in a civil service department for 2 months. No guarantee of a job, just the internship. Now, to put this in perspective, there were 516,455 full-time UK civil servants as of March 2025. So here is a reality check for all the annoyed, privately educated fascist mouthpieces out there. We're talking about 200 internships out of a workforce of over 500,000. That's 0.0% of the civil service workforce. So, a system that historically excluded people based on class background is now exclusively including people based on class background. I get it. It's a little like fighting fire, though, with very small targeted fire that affects 0.04% of the building. Pat McFadden, Chancellor of the Duchy of Lancaster, says this will help ensure the civil service, quote, better reflects the country it serves. Which is admirable, except that with 200 positions out of 548,000, it's going to take about 2,740 years to achieve proportional representation, if they keep this pace up. Hey, don't get me wrong, it's a step in the right direction, but calling 200 internships a game changer for social mobility is like claiming the Prince of Wales is making a dent in the homelessness crisis by letting out 1 building of his flats for less than market rate. Note to Pashos, try harder. And speaking of returns, let's talk about the workplace trend that's making HR departments everywhere question whether leaving cards actually mean anything anymore. Boomerang employees. Recent data from LinkedIn and ADP shows Boomerang employees made up 33% of all new hires in March 2025, up from 31% a year earlier. That's more than 1 in 3 new hires being people who are back wanting their old desk almost as quick as they spent their £150 John Lewis voucher money from the office collection. The information sector saw the highest increase, with 68% of all new hires in North America being returning employees in March 2025, a 2-fold increase from a year earlier. So, tech companies are basically running their own version of the Bachelor Corporate Edition, where everyone gets a second rose. The irony? We've spent decades telling people that job hopping shows disloyalty, and now we're celebrating employees who've mastered the ultimate job hop, going back to your ex. There's a key takeaway for recruiters. Segment your CRM data and make a special splash page for your alumni network, because your next best new employee might be the one that got away. And now, it's time to talk about the fake North Korean IT worker problem? Because if recruitment wasn't challenging enough already, we seem to have gone full international espionage. According to information gathered by the Register, security experts are warning about fake North Korean IT workers who are infiltrating companies in order to gain access to their information. Meaning, any of you that had state-sponsored operatives on your recruiter problems bingo card are about to blot another square. So, how's all this working then? Well, apparently, teams of operatives, often living in Russia or China, use stolen identities and generative AI to create fake LinkedIn profiles and then look for employment opportunities across platforms. It's like catfishing, but with coding skills and horrifying geopolitical implications. The fake workers asked to get their workstation sent to an address that's basically an IT mule laptop farm. And then they VPN in from where they really are, and they work the night shift, so they appear to be working in US daytime. It's remote work taking to a whole new level of remote. The Justice Department has identified international schemes responsible for fraudulent work being carried out between 2018 and 2024. That's a lot of years, which means somewhere out there, a Chinese operative has been lurking in your Zoom meetings, trying to act normal. So now, in addition to screening for technical skills and cultural fit, HR departments need to add not secretly working for a foreign government to their interview knockout questions. And finally, we have our very first field report from Martha Lukashevich, who checked in from RecFest, where the recruitment industry gathered last month to discuss the future of work, while slowly getting sunburned and trying to hide their looking for work lanyard from their current employer. Highlights included making sure that your employee experience and candidate experience bear at least somewhat of a resemblance to each other, as well as ensuring that you have senior leadership buy-in to any employer brand project you're working on, making sure it's feeding the ultimate company vision. But this year's big question, no prizes for guessing, is AI coming for your recruiter job? You keep asking, we keep checking. According to this year's RecFest experts, AI can help us save time and automate repetitive tasks, but just because you can use AI doesn't mean you should. It may be great at spreadsheets, but it's terrible at reading the room. The consensus so far is that, as long as it takes humans to do the actual jobs, keeping humans in the loop is still crucial to the recruitment process. And Martha also noted that when recruiters do use AI as a part of their process, they should be transparent with candidates about where they're using it. Personally, I don't see how my recruiter and employer brand friends could ever be replaced by a bot. I like to see AI walk around at RecFest all day, snag 2 bags of Indeed merch, and convince itself that 5 loggers in the dance tent counts as hydration. I don't think a robot can do that. I think our jobs are safe for now. And that's all from me this time. Thanks to Martha Lukashevich for her report from Nebworth, and thanks to you for tuning in to Off the Clock, where we make job market dysfunction sound almost entertaining. Remember, if the cyborgs are coming, don't despair. They'll probably be better at remembering to reply to your emails. Until next time, keep your LinkedIn profiles authentic and your background checks comprehensive.